Burkina Faso's President Kabore promised to end dysfunction within the military as the nation braced to more protests against worsening insecurity in the country. 3 Burkina Faso soldiers were killed alongside 11 militants during an attack on the troops on Wednesday, latest of 3 attacks since November the 14th that have killed over 60 security forces and more than a dozen civilians. Hundreds of protesters took to the streets of capital Ouagadougou last week, demanding Kabore resign for failing to rein in militants linked to Al-Qaeda and Islamic State, who have waged a 4-year insurgency. Opponents urged people to stage fresh protests on Saturday, and schools were shut across the country in anticipation of unrest. We must put an end to the unacceptable dysfunction that is sapping the morale of our combatants. Troops and hampering their capacity to fight armed terrorist groups, Kabore said in a televised address. He said disciplinary measures would follow an inquiry into the West's recent attacks on troops at a gendarmerie post in Nata, where personnel had reportedly run out of food for weeks. He also pledged to launch an anti-corruption drive and said military chiefs needed to be closer to troops on the ground. The UN Special Representative for West Africa and the Sahel said on Thursday that the situation in Burkina Faso was concerning, particularly a region that has seen 3 military takeovers since the start of the year. Morroco will Friday midnight suspend flights to and from France because of rising numbers in coronavirus cases there. The ministry said the decision to temporarily halt flights was made by an inter-ministerial committee to preserve Morocco's achievements in terms of management of the COVID-19 pandemic and to deal with the deterioration of the health situation in some European countries. France has been recording increased virus cases, with 33,464 reported on Thursday. Britain has announced travel ban for 6 southern African countries after South Africa detected a new COVID-19 variant. British Health Secretary Sajid Javid made the announcement in a tweet disclosing that all flights are to be suspended from South Africa, Namibia, Lesotho, Eswatini, Zimbabwe and Botswana from Friday, 26 November 2021. Britain remains one of the hardest hit by the COVID-19, with some 144,000 deaths since the start of the outbreak early last year. The new COVID-19 variant is currently identified as B11529.59. Confirmed cases of the new variant have been identified in South Africa, Hong Kong and Botswana as of November 26, although there are no confirmed cases in Britain. Now, in a bid to improve bilateral relations, Kenya on Thursday lifted a ban on direct flights from Somalia, ending a month after the suspension of air travel between the 2 countries. Kenya-Somalia diplomatic relations have severed in recent months, with the latter blaming Kenya of meddling in its internal political affairs. Somalia on Monday had ordered all its diplomats in Kenya to leave within several days, while also ordering Kenyan diplomats to quit within the same period. Somalia has said its southern neighbor is backing Jubaland State Governor Ahmed Madobe, a key foe of President Farmajo. The 2 countries are also feuding over a maritime boundary, a dispute which is before the International Court of Justice. Foreign news now. More countries are tightening their travel restrictions after the discovery of a new coronavirus variant in South Africa earlier this week. The UK, Singapore and Japan are among those enforcing stricter quarantine measures and banning flights from South Africa and neighboring countries. The EU is also proposing to ban flights from the region across the whole bloc. The World Health Organization has said it will take a few weeks to understand the impact of the new variant. Our scientists work to determine how transmissible it is. The variant is very different to the others that have emerged so far. Scientists have said it is the most heavily mutated version yet, which means vaccines, which were designed using the original strain from Wuhan, may not be as effective. The new variant is yet to be given a more memorable name, like Delta or Beta, and right now is known as B11529. The WHO is expected to name it on Friday and announce whether it is a variant of concern or just a variant of interest.